All right. Very sorry about this impromptu beginning. I lost my clicker to the video camera feed, so I apologize. Here we are again. Be kind, rewind, episode 4, Kata. Today's CORK, well, before that, I always do my disclaimer. I am not a sommelier. That's my beautiful cat, Keiko, who just did not want to be part of this episode. She wanted to until now. I'm not a sommelier. I'm just a wine lover, a wine file, whatever you want to call it. Happy go, me kind of guy. Always give my disclaimer. Nothing in excess is good. Don't drink and drive. Keep it in moderation. Enjoy this journey with me. Enjoy everything. This is episode number 4, CORK number 12. 1, 2. 1, 2. I know it's like backwards in there, but this is one that I'm going to read. It says, Cata de Palmas, 7/17/2015, La Enoteca. And this is this CORK is from a winery called Brewer Clifton. It's a Pinot Noir Brewer Clifton. Palmas Enoteca. That is our episode today. We're going to talk about 2 things. Santa Rita Hill wines in California, Pinot Noirs, and Palmas del Mar, Puerto Rico. We're going to talk about that. Before I begin, I got some shout outs. My first shout out is to Amanda McCrossan. She is a sommelier. She has a awesome TikTok channel called Somm Vivant, SOMM_VIVAN as in Nancy T. I've met some sommeliers in my life, all very good people, but most of them are very mechanical in what they do, all the good stuff. What I see in Amanda and her TikTok and the way she interacts with her people, it's as if she was born to do this, as if she was born a sommelier. The passion that she puts into it, it's just amazing. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your last episode giving me a shout out in TikTok. This shout out is for you. People, subscribe to that TikTok channel, Somm Vivant, and look for her in Instagram. She has an online course that I'm going to take. Amazing. Take it. Mónica Ballester, my next shout out. Tremenda amiga, te quiero mucho. Thank you for letting me give you a shout out in this episode because she was part of the wine tasting that was object of this CORK that I am presenting today. So amiga, fellow Gemini, love you. Thank you so much. A shout out to you. Beatriz Rocafort, BR, Calisi, who did the wine tasting that day. It was amazing. Great job. She's a sommelier by all effects. You just have to go to CAFAB formations in Bordeaux and take the practical exam to get her grapes. But it was a very good wine tasting event in Palmas del Mar. So let's get down to it. Brewer Clifton, Pinot Noir. This is an amazing Pinot Noir that we tried. It was part of that tasting. It is from Santa Rita Hills in California. So people think California, people think automatically Napa, Sonoma. But California tends to go down and kind of curves this way before it hinges here and touches Baja California. Right around here, where my hand is Santa Barbara County. Santa Rita Hills is there, along with other regions that we'll talk about in future episodes, but that's what we're talking about today, okay? What is La Enoteca? La Enoteca de Ballester Hermanos, established in since 1914, they're bringing quality, exclusive distributorship of international brands like Dom Perignon, Juve Camp, Cava, we'll talk about that in another episode. Vega Sicilia, we will definitely talk about that one in another episode. And Paco Garcia, one of my favorite wines from Spain. They bring those exclusively along with other food products like cheeses and hams and stuff. They are a great distributor of wines. If you're ever in Puerto Rico, go to Guaynabo, Google La Enoteca de Ballester. You will be treated right. They are very good people. What is Palmas del Mar? It's a resort community in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico looks like a little rum jug with a little east coast coming down, jutting, and then doing a little southeasty thing before coming up. Right around here in that little southeasty thing is a town called Humacao. In Humacao, there's a resort community called Palmas del Mar. I'm not going to give you all the details about Palmas del Mar. You can Google it. All I can say is that when I was a kid, I used to go there where there was only 3 things there: Club Cala, Montesol, Tennis Villas, and El Candelero Hotel and 1 golf club. Now there's 2 awesome golf clubs. There are thousands of houses, dozens of resort communities. Chez Daniel, an awesome restaurant. Shout out to Chez Daniel and Chef Frank Arnold. It's so much to do there. Amazing. I love this place. Okay. They have a specific resort community called Marbella Club. Okay. Marbella Club has several buildings. My dad used to have a second home in Andalusia, and in one of the other ones, I do not remember which one was the name. That's where the brain neurons die after you drink so much alcohol. But anyhow, there was a wine cellar, okay, at the bottom floor of this one building in this community. And it was a real cellar. I mean, it was an old-fashioned, for a while, an old-fashioned, like, medieval key to get in. You had a fireplace, bathroom, kitchenette, a cellar where you could order wines for them to bring to you if you were a member, a tasting table, sofa, chess set. I mean, it was an amazing place to have to drink wine, whatever. I had many dates there. After drinking the wine, you could 75-yard walk to the beach in the Caribbean under the moon. Hello. I'm single, ladies. Anybody want me to take you down there? Let me know. Anyhow, a great place to hold a wine tasting. So at the time, Beatrice was doing her studies for CAFA formation, and she wanted to do a wine tasting. So we did it there. And she did an amazing job. So she took a bunch of wines. So she said that her concept was a trip around the world with passports from each country where a wine would come from. We would do the different, aromas of the wine, different tastings. And she started in Spain with a wine called Gran Clos Priorato, a Priorat wine from Spain. Then she went to France and she had a Dourt Chateau Troncoy Lalande. Then she went to Italy with a Corvo Duca Enrico from Sicily. She went to Chile, a Gravas del Maipo, a Syrah from Concha y Toro. I love Concha y Toro wines. We'll get into another episode of that later. Argentina, a Susana Bilbao Brioso. And United States of America, Brewer Clifton Pinot Noir. That was her trip around the world in that tasting. And a great job. She had a great PowerPoint presentation. She had the wines there. I think there was about 24 people at least there in that tasting. It was amazing. Great job, Khaleesi. Good job. Now, the wine I chose this week, I could not find a Brewer Clifton here. This is the second time you hear me in Texas that I cannot buy the wine. I know maybe I can order it online. It'll get here. But this is a weekly project, so I take the opportunity to explore wines that I may not have tried, like Walt, Santa Rita Hills, Santa Barbara County. Pinot Noir. If you remember the last episode, episode 3, I talked about the shape of the bottle. Here it is again. Classic Pinot Noir shape of the bottle. Do not know the history as to that. If anybody knows, feel free to give me a shout out, put a comment here, and we'll get to it. So that's where we are. Now, this wine, again, Pinot Noir, you gotta just admire the Pinot Noir like I do. It's got that sweet pungency that I talk about. It's a very peculiar smell. Woo, good Lord, love this. And let's get into what Santa Rita Hills is all about. Santa Rita Hills is a recognized AVA, okay? It is an American viticultural appellation, okay? This one in particular, from the information I've gathered, started in 2001. Today, it has 59 vineyards. 59 vineyards in 21 years. That is amazing. And this allows me to get into a concept that I've been dying to get to, which is the terroir. When you talk about wines, you want to talk about the terroir, where the wine is grown. Merriam-Webster has a definition that I have to read, okay? This is quote unquote, the combination of factors, including soil, climate, sunlight, that gives wine grapes a distinctive character, okay? That's pretty much terroir in a nutshell. Santa Rita Hills has this coastal fog that comes in, okay? And it comes in, through the night and through the morning, so it kind of cools the grapes, and this allows them to retain acidity. We've talked about acidity, a little bit about acidity before. It kind of restrains the sugar level and balances the wine more. So it's going to be a little less alcohol than hotter climates with hotter, more direct sunlight to the grape, okay? And that is the very awesome, interesting thing about Santa Rita Hill wines. You would think California, Southern Cal, sunlight, man, that's gonna be disaster. Wrong. I invite you to try Santa Rita Hill wines. It's gonna blow your mind. It's very, very good wines. Now let's talk about the fact that how this affects the rest of the area. It creates what's known as microclimates, okay? The proximity to the Pacific Ocean is what allows all this fogginess to come in. And in Europe, you have something similar when people talk about the Mediterranean effect on all these wines close to the coast, or from which the terroir takes a lot of its characteristics. So here in Santa Rita, you have cool to moderate temperatures and very cold nights sometimes, which allows for good grape development. Now, the soil here, according to the information that I've been able to gather, they call it extremely unique. It's diatomaceous earth, okay? It is like white rock, and from what I understand, diatoms are the little silica-like skeleton of these microscopic beings, and they accumulate and create this chalky, not chalky, but more like very rough, white, rocky type thing, okay? It allows for very little soil to grow below it, but from what I understand, allows the roots to go deeper. It creates a very unique place to which you grow wines, and these wines have their own characteristics, different from other Pinot Noirs, which I'll talk about in a bit, okay? I'm sorry, I need to drink this. I can't wait. So the grapes here in Santa Rita tend to have a higher skim to juice ratio, which leads to more concentration after you start the process of winemaking. And it creates wine with great depth and wines that can improve with age. I know some people buy some wines and they leave them there for years, and they don't understand that at some point you have to open that bottle. I saved, I think it was a 1984 Aubryon or 1982 Aubryon. I saved it, finally opened it in Colorado with my ex-brother-in-law, and that thing tasted almost like vinegar, but you could still taste the awesome Bordeaux quality. Because we also had an Aubryon from about 1992, I think it was open at the time, or no, 2000, early 2000. It was amazing. But listen, wines are meant to be open. Yes, you can keep them to see how they age or whatever, but don't think it's going to be there 50 years like an amphora in a Greek vessel and magically it's going to go a big nectar. Oh, it's going to be awesome. No, drink the wine, do your research, see when it's more ripe for the tasting. But as far as these Santa Rita wines, they can hold a little bit. That's the point I'm making. Some wines you got to buy, drink them almost immediately. Some you can hold for a while. And that's the point of this terroir, okay? This bottle cost me around $39 here in Total Wine. Great price for a Pinot, especially of this quality from Santa Rita Hills. I mean, you got your dark berry smells. And it's got that, it just has this body to it. It kind of, you got the funky smellness, but then you taste it. And it hits you with this body, with this balance. It's just amazing. I look into it. Yes, it's got a more brickery color as you turn it, like some Lijadot Pinot Noirs. But as far as Pinot Noirs and Old World, you're gonna find that maybe Oregon, Willamette Valley has, because they're in the similar parallel line to Burgundy, are gonna have more similar taste. These are more unique. They are awesome. I invite you, try this one, try from Oregon, try from Santa Clara Hills, California, which is close to Santa Rita. Try Russian River Valley. Try different Pinots. If you love Pinot Noir, you're gonna find different uniqueness, but commonalities between all of them. So now, basically, I invite you to come with me in this journey, continue it. This is my YouTube channel. Hit like and follow. I have a YouTube nickname. It's called I am the Be Kind Rewind Guy by Fred and TikTok. Be Kind Rewind by Fred and Vivino. It's a great app that you can take photos of the different bottles that you're tasting, put a little comment. It's a global community called Vivino, Vivino, and I am the Be Kind Rewind Guy and Vivino. So I'm gonna rock tonight to songs of 2015 when this happened. Maroon 5 was rocking. Move Like Jagger, I'm gonna do that in a little bit. Put my local disco ball, have a great time drinking this wine. But I'm gonna leave you because we've talked about the alcohol, the process of the wine, we talked about sugar. I'm gonna leave you with Maroon 5, Sugar. Until then, be kind, rewind. Sugar! Yes, please!